Hey everyone, welcome to another Master Pairings. It's me, Bill Sisak, known as Dr. Bill in the beer community, and my good friend Steve Johnson.
What?
And we are today trying out a beer that was recently shown on Sam's third episode of Brewmasters. It's by Epic Brewing, and it's the Portamarillo.
It's epic.
Now, Portamarillo is not a play on porter and Amarillo hops.
No.
Actually, it's a play on the Tomatillo, which is the classically known as the
You know what?
tomato tree of New Zealand.
I never got the porter part of it. Duh.
Yeah. So it's a Portamarillo.
Now I feel like
I
an
think
idiot.
it's a 7%, right?
Yeah, 7%.
It's a porter that's smoked, actually. They use some wood chipping from the sacred tree there. You know the name of it, don't you, Stephen?
The Pahutakawa.
There you go. And also, I think that's also known as the New Zealand Christmas tree, right?
Yes, it is.
And then we have the tamarillos, which are a tree tomato or a very sweet tomato that they actually roasted some, and then they put some fresh.
Now, have you ever
in
had a Tamarillo?
I have had a dish with the tamarillo. I've never actually.
Now, is it tomatoey? Because that was one of the big questions. Because we've never had one when we did this beer on the show. So
it is tomatoey. Vaguely, it reminds you of a tomato, but it's a different sweetness. It's kind of it's almost more fruit-like.
Right. Okay.
So it's really interesting. So I think we should try them out and see how they
Let's
are.
do it. It's got a very aggressive head. Which, you know.
It's lovely.
I'm a fan.
Dense. It's a classic porter color.
Cheers.
It's kind of got this dark mahogany. I mean, it's like you can just see when I'm holding it up to the light.
Yeah.
Just see through it, which you should. It shouldn't be completely opaque. That's a good way to define the difference between a classic stout and a porter in most cases. Is a porter will usually have a little bit of clarity running through it, more of a mahogany or a deep, dark brown color, you know, where you can see actually some light, where most stouts are usually completely opaque. It's got an interesting nose.
Mm-hmm. It's the, I think you get more of the Tamarillo on the nose than you do in the flavor profile. Like the Tamarillo comes in the back end.
You get a smokiness right up the front. You get the roasted malts, and then you get some sweetness. But yeah, I can see where you're getting that kind of
You
sweet.
get that like sweet little fruity hint on the nose.
And then it goes into the porter, and it's kind of interesting. It's almost like it almost turns it because it's kind of it's because it's a tomato and it's smoky and roasted. It almost picks up this barbecue sauce note.
Okay, yeah, I can totally sense that.
Because that's a perfect blend when you get the caramelization and tomatoes, obviously. You're picking up things like that. You're getting this roastiness from the grains, but you're also getting this roastiness from the fruit. So that's really interesting. So I picked out a couple really interesting dishes for us. We have a great 5-year-old aged Gouda from Holland that's really crystallized and has a lot of great flavor, so feel free to dare my knife and just go in there, Stephen, and grab a piece. This is like candy right here.
Oh my God, it's really good. Now you've also paired this style Gouda cheese with like brown, like a hemp ale, the hemp ale.
Yeah, an older Gouda pairs really well with anything with caramel notes. That's why we can do this. There's a lot of great cheeses that are very versatile with a lot of different beers.
Yeah, that really works. Now on the show, I did an aged Gruyere.
Okay.
And which I thought worked really well, but also a Havarti cheese.
Okay.
That I thought kind of set off the sweetness quite a bit on it.
Right. Usually I would do a Havarti with something a little bit lighter roast, something like a Saison perhaps, or just a good German lager. I heard you did another cheese with it too.
The double cream brie, which I did not like.
I was hoping we were gonna.
Yeah. Just spray the camera again now. Yeah, the double cream brie.
How could anybody not like a double cream brie?
I love double cream brie. It's one of my favorite cheeses. I just don't think it adds a whole lot to beer.
Wow. So. Stay tuned for a future episode
where
Dr. Bill
eat my words.
pairs 5 different styles of beer with double cream brie. It's very unctuous and fat and kind of like amazing substitute for butter almost when you have these double cream brews, triple cream brews, different things like that. So there's certain beers where that unctuousness will play out more. Porter, I wouldn't probably assume to do that. So that was you guys learned something.
Right.
So I thought this was a really good pairing. I thought this really played out the Tomatillo. You get this really intense fruity flavor at the beginning, and then you get back into the caramelized notes of this, and then you finish with the roastiness. So I think this goes really well. So I've got some little pork chops, some boneless pork chops, and I thought we'd...
Do you just have pork chops, no applesauce?
No applesauce, sorry, sir. There you go. Is that too big?
No, it's perfect. Yeah. That totally works with us.
Now that plays more off the caramelization, and you get that and the caramelization from the roasted grains, and this, they just really balance really well. This would have been successful, to be honest, with a lot of different meats that had grilled, even for you vegetarians out there. Perfect, and actually Portamarillo, you can say it's portobello, pair it with a grilled portobello, go fabulously, and actually a little blue cheese on that portobello with this.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
Nice.
Yeah, this I think it adds to the roastiness of the malts, but it almost tones it down a little bit, where you get a lot of the nice flavor, but it comes down just enough that you start to get the sweetness from the Tamarillos coming out too.
Well, when you have something like this, it really reminds you that it's what a true porter is supposed to taste like and what's coming out.
Right.
You get that, and then you do get the Tamarillos coming in at the end, but the porter really plays nicely with this. So what do you think? Pretty successful pairing.
Oh, this is awesome, yeah.
All right, guys, thanks for coming out and watching another Master Pairings. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Cheers.
Boom.